Hello, my friends. This is an electricity ship. This is power to the people. Thank you so much for being here. This is a reading for Gemini. All Gemini placements. These readings will come to you at the time that they're meant to. So anything that rings your bell, tickles your fancy, wets your whistle, etc., etc., take that and roll with it. Use your own intuition to extrapolate upon the story from what you're feeling in your body and in your intuition. Anything that you feel like you can't handle or doesn't, make you feel powerful, just don't even bother with that. That's not for you. That said, if you do receive a message that helps you work through some sticky spots, like you got this, baby. Okay. I love Geminis. I have a bunch of Gemini placements myself, and I have been anticipating this reading. I've been doing a lot of science research reading, which I'm really digging. And I just love the feeling of reading about science and being like, wow, that is magic. Nature is magic, So, that's me going on about that air energy, the research, the facts, the curiosity. Fun. Before we begin, all likes, shares, subscribes, memberships, etc., ways that you interact with the channel, which you can find more information in the description box below. I really appreciate it, and I give thanks to all past, present, and future interacting people with great gratitude during my monthly rituals. When I do these readings, I feel a lot of gratitude come through me, so I hope you're feeling that as well, because it's really powerful and really engaging, lights me up. So thank you so much for giving me the chance to be here. That said, let's take excuse me, I'm getting the burpees from my coffee. Let's take a moment to give thanks to whatever first comes to mind, whatever hits your body, your intuition, as something that you can be thankful for. It can just be like noticing something in your room, the last thing that you thought was beautiful that you observed. It could be something, really esoteric and abstract too, but, it could be as simple as butter on your bread, all of these little, I call them micro tendernesses, that heal us and hopefully comprise what eventually becomes our reality. Millions of grains of sparkling sand become our beach that we can stroll upon in bliss. So let's just take a deep breath and think of something we're grateful for. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Woo! Yeah, all right. I'm feeling a lot of joy. It's even just coming in here, I'm already getting really charged up and really enlivened. So thank you so much again. I'm going to read with the Somnia Tarot by Nicholas Bruno and Rider-Waite-Smith deck for the tarot portion, and I will also draw one card each from these three decks: the Khalil Gibran's The Prophet, Mudras for Awakening the Energy Body, and Spirit of the Animals Oracle. So let's start with those, and I will let you know that I read from the Prophet book because it has the entire text of Khalil Gibran's The Prophet in the guidebook, but for each card it gives a little quotation from chapter from his wonderful book, which please avail yourself of it. It might be public domain at this point, so you might be able to find full text online, but it's definitely in any library It's not often excluded from library collection. All bookstores, indie bookstores will order it for you, no problem. If they don't have it, but they almost always do. So, one card, please. For the highest good of all who are observing and beholding this message today. Usually I wait till a card falls out, but that just the sound that it made when it had that final shuffle was really kind of cued me to draw from the top there. So thanks for that. I like to be flexible about the way I read because everything's always changing, you know. The spirit of the animals. Message for the greatest illumination for all involved here. There we go. That one. That one's sticking out like a little eyes peeping over the fence. Okay. And these are the mudras, which I really like that we can add a kind of somatic, physiological element to these readings. So, one message from the mudras, please. For all Gemini. There we go. Cool. All right. Nice, nice, nice. So, since that one came up kind of upside down or whatever, I'm just going to sort of leave it to the side, so remember to take extra special care with that one. Right. For Gemini. For Gemini today, please. Gemini. Give this one a... Oh my god. This thing's sticky today, huh? Look at it. It's sticking to my scarf. Looks like there's some little energy locked up in your heart there, honey. Let's see what that's all about. Justice. Ooh. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Knight of Swords. Yeah, and I like usually pull them left to right, so that's interesting that I did it the other way around. Something a little ass backwards with you, Gemini. The bottom of the deck, Knight of Coins. Okay, so there's two knights showing up already. That's cool. We've got a major. And then from the Rider-Waite-Smith, this one's chucking in nice and smooth. I got something to say. You relate to that one, Gemini? You usually have something to say. Wordsmiths, I love it. I love the vocabulary. Okay. Bow. All right, King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords. So, bottom of the deck here, Six of Swords. Yeah, so that makes sense. There's a lot of... Look at all these swords happening here. There's Knight of Swords, Nine of Swords. There's the Sword and the Justice card, famously, and the Knight of Swords and the Six of Swords. I was thinking about the Six of Swords earlier today because it's a card... It's kind of like similar to the Eight of Cups, which is a water card. It's like moving on from like old past energy. towards something presumably greater or loftier. In this case, it's like choppy waters into the calm waters. But the thing that's interesting about this is that it's a swords suit card, which is air and, you know, thoughts, but then it also has this wand and the water. So there's some emotions and a sense of willpower involved in this. You know, the sixes usually show a lot of motion. And Six of Wands, there's the man riding triumphantly on the horse. And the Six of Cups, well, I mean, that one's a little less motion oriented, but, you know, there's like the gift in the garden. And then which one am I missing? The Six of Pentacles. So that's also a little more yin energy. The cups are a little more yin, but the yang cards, swords and wands, are very like forward motion. So moves are being made, and, you know, these figures seem a little like depressed or whatever, like you know, kind of, you know, coming from a situation. But this is a kind of a fence that's protecting them. It's a barricade from whatever, you know, they might meet in the future. And then the oarsman is, you know, pushing forward with an act of will from this wand. So this is a good card. If you've been through any kind of pain or sorrow or suffering, which clearly you have here, you might still be going through it, and know that this energy is, you know, the energy's moving. And, you know, there's 3 knights here. We've got the double knight of swords. So, like, this fastest card in the deck. And then the Knight of Coins, right? So the Knight of Coins can feel frustrating to people with, you know, like busy thoughts, or like a kind of a visionary sort of personality. That you can see what's ahead and you want to charge in, you know. I mean, that energy is definitely apparent, because we've got 2 Knight of Swords. You're wanting to charge in. You've got this idea. You want to go for it. It's been slow going. It's been painful. You've had all of these worries and distress. If you're not taking care of your body and getting enough sleep, that's going to help you out a lot with getting your ass moving and getting these plans in motion. But, like, you can only take it one step at a time. You've got to, like, pay attention to this Knight of Coins energy, because it's like, it's step by step, and this knight is bent on doing things properly and not making mistakes, right? And okay, so under that is 5 of Cups, and, you know, there is like this kind of this sadness that you've got to move on from, this regret maybe, or just like feeling like you've made mistakes, or like there's nothing left where you're leaving from. You have to leave everything behind maybe, but there is more to be had. But maybe this time, you know, maybe not fools rush in this time, maybe not, you know, just like kind of bull in a china shop kind of energy, which is ironic because the Knight of Coins is like an earth energy, which is more Taurus, but you know, that quieter side. And swords court cards have a tendency to be a little brusque in their speech, or maybe like not careful, or not timing their speech correctly, or saying words that could be said in a kinder way. I know that a lot of air signs are very truth oriented and don't want to mince words, and they don't want to use bullshit, euphemisms, newspeak, you know, freakish lingo. Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm quoting an LP song from like a long time ago, and it just popped out. But I mean, to talk about a guy who's like very straightforward. But yeah, I mean, you know, maybe tempering your words a little bit might be to your benefit. You know, choosing your words a little bit more carefully, a bit more sensitively. Queen of Pentacles has a lot of sensitivity, but she's also very practical. She knows like how to get things done, and part of that is kind of HR stuff, you know. Making sure nobody's hangry, and I'm just thinking about this. I had this job at the front door of like nightclubs and concerts for many years, And I used to joke that, like, one of my lines that I would say to people a lot, because you'd get people who are like too drunk to come in, and I'd be like, go get yourself a sandwich and then come back and talk to me about whether or not you can come in here. So that's, like, obviously a very, like, brusque way of speaking, but I mean, sometimes that's how you have to speak when somebody is drunk and being angry with you, so that's, like, not hangry per se, but it's, that drunken aggression that comes through, and the Queen of Pentacles energy is like, okay, get yourself a sandwich, take care of yourself, And sometimes the Queen of Pentacles has a tendency to take care of everybody else before she takes care of herself, and sometimes what is it, that fear of, like, somebody lashing out on you, maybe there have been people who have lashed out on you. I saw this meme the other day that said, when the face I make when somebody is rude to me, and now I have to be ruder. It's like, you don't necessarily have to, like, engage, with it. You can have this King of Cups energy, right? Like, just like the maturity of, like, not reacting to somebody else's, flame throwing or like throwing their lawn darts at you. It's just like, this guy's like, they're not even gonna come anywhere near him. He's out of range of the lawn darts. I don't know where this shit's coming from today. Geminis make me find some really fun ideas and images and words in the corners of my mind. I'm Gen X, so we had lawn darts when I was a kid, which is a completely insane idea. If you don't know what they are, look them up and believe it. It was true. It happened. They let us play with the craziest stuff as kids. But anyway, nevertheless, you're out of range of the lawn darts, right? Like, this king is he's just above it all. So, like, take the high road. Don't react to other people's nonsense, especially if you've been, like, in that place in your life where you're, like, kind of codependent or whatever, and, like, kind of taking care of people ahead of time to, like, prevent or like cleaning up other people's fucking disasters. And that might be why you can't sleep too, because it's just like, oh, what's next? When's the next shoe gonna drop? But we don't need this anxiety. Like, this queen is here for you and the king to, like, relax and get back into your parasympathetic nervous system, So, like, you got to ground yourself, you got to soothe yourself, you got to make sure your body's got all the food it needs, all the rest that you need, and that you're, like, looking at your emotions and being like, okay, I can handle this, I can handle this, I can handle my feelings, This guy is the sovereign of his emotions and his sensitivity. He's not afraid of it. He's like that Mr. Rogers type, or the, Bob Ross, all those, like, nutritious masculinity guys. He's that sort of guy. Speaking of which, I was telling a friend many years ago about Dr. Les Carter is a YouTube guy who talks about narcissism and healing from that, and, like, I was explaining to my friend about him, and, like, his beautiful voice and just, like, his positive attitude, and I was telling her, and I was like, yeah, he's a King of Cups. So, shout out to Dr. Les Carter. Hey, Dr. C. But, I mean, if you need, like, help working through some emotions like that, there are a lot of resources out there, and, like, you'll know, like, a King of Cups energy when you see it, and again, it could be a spirit and an energy, but when we see court cards, we're often, like, seeing actual people, that can definitely be the case. And there's a lot of court cards here. It's like almost all court cards. You only have 2 pips in the entire reading. So, out of 8 cards, 2 pips, 6, 1 major, and 5 court cards, right? So let's, like, go over some of the court cards and who they might be manifesting as in your life. Knight of Coins, again, that's earth energy. The Knight of Swords is air energy, water, and earth. So we don't have any fire here, which maybe that's something that is needed here, actually. Maybe that's, like, the problem. You need a little juice, Justice, this is Libra. Another air sign. So there's, not a lot of fire here. Maybe I'll draw another card and see if we can add some clarification to this. But, you know, Virgo, I believe, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra. I'm having this thing where I'm like forgetting one sign in each of the elements, but whatever, it'll come up to me. Aquarius, and then Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Again, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So, you know, those people may be present in your life. These are going to be kind of either yourself or sort of like mentor figures, embodying masculine and feminine energy. The water suit is already kind of inherently feminine, but both of these are kind of inherently sort of feminine suits. So, look for like feminine energy or like receptive energy. Look for a place where you can be, where you can sit and rest, you know, in this kind of self-care, caregiving, practical support kind of things, and then like the emotional support. But, you know, the king is just itself so practical. It's like getting things done in the world. The queen is like figuring out how to do it, and the king is doing it, right? So, figure out how to take care of yourself and your body, get some sleep, and then let the king do that for you with like emotion, you know, with an emotional investment in it, right? Because that's how the law of attraction works, right? You feel the emotion, and then that's where you find the investment in actually taking action, is in the emotion that you put into what you desire and what you want to bring into your life. So, and then, you know, you should be able to go forward with a lot of like action. There might be a lot of research involved here, but you might be sending messages too, and if not, you're definitely receiving a shitload of them. But yeah, take care, take it step by step. There's no need to rush. Justice is here, so that's like balancing everything out. You know, good sign of good fortune that things will like be settled fairly. So just let the dust settle and know that like whatever decisions are made or the way the outcomes are coming out, that it's in your best interest. That Spirit's looking out for you. All right, we're kind of going over a little bit. I do want to, like I said, draw one more card, so I'm going to grab a deck here. Just because, yeah, I mean, Geminis, what do you always want? More information. When do you want it? Now. Let's do one more card here from the Dulac Tarot to clarify this reading with so many swords, because you are Gemini. Okay, yeah, and so we've got the Seven of Wands. So there's the fire energy, right? The Seven of Wands. But it's like, you know, the Seven of Wands is like a thing of defense, right? So she's got her guards guarding her outside of her room or whatever. And, you know, it's like this standing your ground kind of thing. So it's like you've built up this thing, you know, and you want to just like launch it, but there's still something to protect. And maybe there's something that like you worry about being perceived or whatever. And maybe people are going to judge you unfairly, but you'll still come out on top. Just defend your position. You're moving on from the haters. You know, this could be like shit talk and gossip too, right? Just keep standing up for what you believe in, but take care of your thoughts and your body. Don't get anxious about this, because justice is here. Justice is here, and you know, you might get a clap back too. Be careful. Careful. Remember, there are things called libel and slander that are legal issues that you don't want to get involved with, right? All right. This ended up being surprisingly practical for air sign. It's great. All right. In the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning. Friendship. Okay, yeah. So maybe the haters are clearing out, and you're going to be able to find somebody you could banter with, like, you know, somebody who's your intellectual equal, that could be very, very much needed for you. You know, get some of those thoughts that you have outside of your head, out of your body, out of your, you know, emotional waters, and like, you know, out into the world, so they're useful. For what is your friend that you should seek him with hours to kill? Seek him always with hours to live, for it is his to fill your need, but not your emptiness. And in the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasures. For in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. Yeah, right. So the heart finds its morning and is refreshed, right? So we're looking for some refreshment here. You need a little, you need a break from this worry and all of this like plodding through and, you know, getting to the end and waiting for the shoe to drop, you know. And what did I say, you know, those little bits that come in, you know, all these, the micro tendernesses. Look for those, you know, and if we're getting this card, like you've got a friend already there or in the wings that can, you know, be your companion and maybe even, you know, give you some advice, or you two can care for one another in you know, the ways that each of you kind of complement one another's energy. You can nourish one another with your varied talents and help you get through kind of some of the sticky stuff. But you know, like I said, justice is coming through. Ram, perseverance. Okay. What did I just say? All right. You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. Gemini, the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up, and good luck will follow. All right. Awesome. Yeah. So, yeah. Keep on stepping up that mountain. You got this, honey. And then I think it's good that we've got this solar plexus chakra, because that's about the will. So you're going to, you know, need to kind of draw on some reserves of will. And to do that, please get some sleep. Please nourish your body. So this is the Matangi Mudra for transformation, which is, you know, what's happening. You're going from this, like, you know, this, you're moving on from something, right? And moving towards justice. So if you want to observe this mudra and do that with your hands while you meditate, you can place that over your solar plexus, which is right above your navel, as you do your breathing exercises. And you can chant this mantra: inner light illuminates and guides me on my path. Inner light illuminates and guides me on my path. Or you can use any word, right? You can say matange. You could say this over and over again. You could say taco. It doesn't matter what word you just say it over and over again and allow it to replace any of the chattering thoughts that come into your head, right? But the mudras can be nice if you want to add a somatic element to you know, lowering your blood pressure, bringing you back into parasympathetic nervous system, because you need it. You need to rest. You know, if you can't sleep, you can meditate, and that'll help. You know, but you can eat some really healthy food, drink water, be good to yourself. So it cautions if you have digestive issues such as ulcers and acid reflux to be careful with this one. So never be afraid to let a mudra go if it's feeling too intense. But this will assist assimilation, vital energy, and life purpose. And again, the focus is inner light illuminates and guides me on my path. Inner light illuminates me and guides me on my path. All right? So yeah, you know, you shine through. You got a little bit of fire, and it's kind of got that fight energy. There's like maybe some fighting with words, or some back and forth, or some learning how to communicate back and forth. But there, you know, you do have the support. There is friendship for you, and mutual help. You know, a 6 is a place of the heart chakra, so you're you're elevating. And justice, to see justice here, right at the top, that is very fortuitous indeed. All right, my loves, thank you so much for being here. Again, likes, shares, comments, subscribes, memberships, all kinds of stuff that you see in the description box. I put you in my prayers for abundance and healing and thriving and all of the good stuff that you need to nourish you and help you feel at your best. Again, thank you so much for being here, because it's just like really exciting for me to just read whenever. And I always have a great time with you. So I'm putting my love out to all past, present, and future viewers. Take another moment to breathe into the gratitude. Thank you so much for being here. This is an electricity ship. This is power to the people. Peace be with you.